Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian, and today what we have is almost more of a PSA. We're going to take a look at removing Cosmoline from a really heavily gunked up gun today. So specifically today we're taking a look at a broom handle Mauser that I picked up, and this thing is just, it was pretty well liberally dunked in Cosmoline. The internals especially, it's just really gross, and I wiped the big chunks off already, but there's a ton of Cosmoline in here, and I just don't want to try and deal with cleaning it out with Q-tips. So instead, we're going to try the other method. So if you look on the internet, you'll find a bunch of different recommendations for how to remove Cosmoline from guns. With all the surplus that's on the market, this is a real nice skill to have. Now, I've tried a couple of these. I have not tried the one that we're using today because it's really most applicable to pistols, and that is boiling the whole thing in water. So I have an old nasty cooking pan here. I'm going to fill this up with water, dunk all the parts in, and bring it up to boil, and what that should do is clean the Cosmoline out. Now, Cosmoline it's a petroleum product, and it has a melting temperature of approximately 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So you really don't need boiling water. In fact, 150 to 180 degrees is really ideal for getting the stuff to just melt and drain out of a gun. Now, one other method that is out there that I have tried is actually running something through a dishwasher. Now, I did this with a big pile of AK magazines some time back, and I will point out, I was a bachelor at the time. I do not recommend using your wife or girlfriend's dishwasher to try this, because even if it does get the Cosmoline out, you're going to be in a big pile of trouble. And in fact, when I tried it, it didn't get the Cosmoline out. It really didn't do crap. So I'm a little unimpressed with the whole dishwasher method anyway. So let's get on and see if we've got something better going on today. I'm going to go ahead and fill this pan up with water, and we'll get it going. Alright, we've got the whole pistol in the pan. Go ahead and turn on the heat and let it get to work. We'll check back in just a minute when the water's nice and hot. Alright, so as you can see, the water's not yet boiling. We do have some bubbles forming on the bottom of the pan, so it's getting pretty hot. Can't see the steam. There you go, you can see the steam coming off. And we already have some little chunks of Cosmoline floating around on the surface of the water. So far so good. We're going to let it keep cooking like this and see how much of it we can boil off. Went ahead and put a meat thermometer in here that says we're just a little under 160 degrees. And you can see right over here we've got a whole bunch more Cosmoline that is floating up to the surface. So we're making progress. Still need to let this go for a while longer, because there's a whole bunch I can see still on these parts. I turned up the heat a little bit. We got it up to about 170 degrees. And I did also throw in some dish soap just to help bond with the oils in the Cosmoline. And I think we're going to call it pretty much good here. There is still obviously some visible Cosmoline on some of the parts, and what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just wipe them off gently with a Q-tip as I pull the pieces out. It should be very, very soft at this temperature and pretty easy to get rid of. Start with a nice easy one here, magazine floor plate. This was some pretty caked on Cosmoline here, but hot water does a pretty good job of loosening it up. Now, one of the nice things about using really hot water like this is that it is hot enough that it will dry extremely quickly once you take it out. So you don't have to worry about water being left in little nooks and crannies and rusting the gun when it's this warm. that problem just takes care of itself. All right, we've got one last big piece here, and that's the slide assembly. We're gonna have a lot, oh man, yeah, there's still quite a bit. There's a ton of it inside here. So let's scoop out what we can. See where that leaves us. Big chunk there. Now, this boiling hasn't gotten rid of this Cosmoline, obviously, but it has certainly softened it quite a bit. Alright, so now we're pretty much all done. Just have to reassemble the pistol. The boiling wasn't perfect. It did leave some Cosmoline in places, but certainly made it an awful lot easier to remove by hand afterwards. I do want to point out that having done this, boiling with some soapy water is going to have done a pretty good job of degreasing your pistol. So you will definitely want to go through and give everything a light coat of gun oil afterwards to make sure there isn't any corrosion setting in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you found this useful, learned something, and maybe have a better idea how to take care of that next really greasy surplus gun you get. Tune in again to ForgottenWeapons.com for more cool gun information. Thanks for watching.